Do we have anybody in attendance?
No council today?
We do.
Oh, good.
Oh, Ethan's here. Hi, Ethan.
Oh, okay.
Make Ethan a panelist.
And we have a quorum to vote in person,
So I
so.
think this is the applicant. So Chair, do you want to call the meeting to
Yes,
order?
let's call the meeting to order. Let's stand to pledge allegiance and then we take roll. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Good evening. So I'm gonna call the roll. We do have a quorum here in person, but we also have Ethan Alter at home.
All right, Ethan.
Hey, sorry I couldn't be there, but I'm glad I'm not getting you all sick. So,
All right. We have a quorum, so, it'll be it's good to have you on the call.
yep.
All right, Michael Bevino.
Here.
Mark Oswald,
Here.
Captain Wilson.
Here.
And Chair Berwick.
Here.
We only have one item on the agenda this evening. And Jeanette, I see your hand raised, so I believe you're the applicant. I'm gonna bring you over. Just unmute and turn on your camera if you can, please.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
All right. So you're the applicant for HP 09205, the 107 to 113 Main Street. I see
Correct.
it. Okay. I don't know if we need to read the problem or restate it.
Yeah, we could just restate it just for,
Yeah, we're gonna go to the photos I think we have in a second.
Yep.
Maddie's taking care of that. Thank you, Maddie.
Sure.
This is the one where the storefront was painted, contrary to drawings which were approved. I think that's a fair way to caption it. Yeah.
All right, Jeanette, can you see the screen?
yes.
Okay. So again, this is HPC 09-2025, 107 13 Main Street. Hacienda El Patio, applicant is seeking a certificate of appropriateness for painting the facade of the building. Jeanette, can you introduce yourself and your relation to the property?
Yes, my name is Jeanette Vazquez. I am the owner of Hacienda El Patio at 107 Main Street in Ossining.
Yeah, the issue at hand, just from these two pictures, it's not necessarily obvious, but on the far right, you can see there's a tinge of the yellow, if you want to call it cream colored sign band.
Yeah.
And it makes, if you take another shot of that property from a distance, now the building tends to read as two different buildings at that level, instead of reading as one building, which is the way it was originally presented to us and existed before the paint job. So I think that's the issue at hand.
Okay.
And if the building were to be repainted entirely in blue, the sign band going across, do you own the other side of that line?
So we rent on the other side of the line, I believe is the Jamaican restaurant that's there.
Okay.
But the building itself is owned by one.
All right. Well, anyways, I think I stated the issue, and maybe, I don't know if the only thing I imagine you're in control of is repainting and going back to the color that existed.
Yeah, so what happened there was we had hired a painter to just touch up the paint. It was supposed to be the same color of, the color that was there before, but there were some holes and things that needed to be patched up. So I don't know where along the lines I got, confused to change the whole color. But yeah.
Well, that seems to be then the only remedy you have.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the awning goes, I guess it was always contrasting. I suppose I don't know if it needs to go to a vote, but if it stays blue and you have the blue doors, that's I guess, relatively consistent with the fact that it was beige before, although then maybe someone might say the lettering could be blue instead of red, but because you know, that's basically what you have. You have red letter and red awnings, red doors. Now you've got blue awning, blue doors, and red lettering.
Yeah.
Bringing it back to the way it was is what was approved, or what you know, we had no application to create it the way it is now.
Okay. And if an application would be submitted for what it is now.
I'm not sure how I think their discussions was we wouldn't be favorable for it because, as I said, this picture doesn't really highlight the issue, but from a distance, I don't know if with Zoom or not with Zoom, with
Google Maps?
Google Earth or something. I don't even know if it's got a recent picture. It now bifurcates, you know, the building in two. You know, there's a blue half and a beige half, and that's not the way it was. It's one entire building. And that's, we're not trying to be capricious about it, but to us, if there's anything, you know, we're here to render decisions on matters like that.
I believe that when we went in and we discussed with the painter, he I guess was that he wanted to kind of distinct the businesses from being all one.
Well, that's his decision he made without coming to us. And obviously, painting, as you know, is the purview of landmarks. I mean, we're volunteers. We come here because the village has decided that issues like that need to be reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
If I might also, I'm sorry, Chair.
Yeah.
So, Jeanette, I know that you had asked what might happen if you were to apply to have done that.
Yeah.
So you actually have. That's why you're here tonight. So this was a subject of a violation written by the building department, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
In order to clear that violation, one of the conditions is to make application to the HBC to see if before we make you change it back, if the HBC would be inclined to let you keep it. It sounds as though, from what I'm hearing from the chair, that is likely not the case.
Well, we could, I guess you're saying we could put it to a vote if anybody likes to accept it blue the way it is now.
Well, what if, so before, it was the yellow background and the awnings and the doors were red. So now.
Yeah, that's plywood. That picture just shows plywood on the other side. Raven, I think that's
No,
plywood.
it's
It's
that
I
old.
think it's
a
yellow.
little orange. Oh, it is a little orange. Yeah, they didn't match.
So, I mean, if the background went back to yellow and the awnings and doors stayed blue, would that work at all, or is that gonna be,
I think that's better than having it the way it is now, yeah. I think, you know, that just, again, it's unfortunate we can't look at this building from a distance with the current situation, but I think, you know, I've walked by before and it just is not the way it was. And to have a painter decide that, you know, all of a sudden it's gonna be blue
yeah,
and make it in two different buildings when it's clearly something under historic preservation jurisdiction. You know, that's, the village says we're supposed to opine on these matters, and I'm sorry that it's more of a hassle for you, but it's, you know, it seems to me a reasonable way to go. I mean, we'll take painting it the beige or yellow color that exists next to it, and as Mark just mentioned, you know, I guess it's okay, leave the blue and
yeah.
and leave the blue and leave the red letters, and at least the sign band. I mean, ideally, the awning might be white or something, you know, we just haven't seen it. It's just very different. I suppose we could take it to a vote. Do we want to say the awning should be changed too? And the doors repainted? I don't know if, in my own opinion, it's gonna look, I guess the awning aligns with the blue door. That could be a rationale for it. I mean, I'd be okay if it just got repainted the sideband and not have to change the awning. I mean, we're not trying to make you do unnecessary work or make it hard for you to succeed.
Right.
We're sorry this happened, but obviously if we let a painter decide what to do, you know, why should we bother showing up when the village says we have a mandate to look over these things?
Yeah.
So I think, you know, a reasonable compromise, my own opinion, it's up to the, I guess, the
Yeah,
vote.
because I understand your goal to look like a different entity than the restaurant next door, where it's a
Right.
good in color scheme. But, you know, if you keep the same backdrop, the same band, that one color, and then your awnings are different, that might help. I mean,
The pilot here that's What were you gonna say? Sorry.
So would it be okay to just repaint every, like, yellow and then keep the doors and the what's above the door?
Yeah, and maybe the lights can be painted, can't they?
They,
The lights
I think
painted?
the lights have always been red.
They've always been,
Yeah.
no, but I wouldn't paint them. All right, they match the lettering. Okay. Can you go back to the other picture we see the whole building? See the pilasters, how they're all
Little
the
columns.
same
yeah.
color across the whole building? Are they all red across the whole building?
Mhm.
Yeah, so now that's
Yeah,
enough,
see,
but
there's
the
a lot
door is
going on.
white. So,
Yeah,
the pilasters should be painted red. And
oh my gosh.
and the pilasters, which one?
those are those
That's
vertical elements.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
That gonna look crazy, you
Oh my
think?
God, you'll have a blue awning, red columns.
So
and
you
a
want it,
yellow
well,
backdrop.
what do you
Oh
want
my
to,
gosh.
so do we make it, so do you leave it blue because the doors are blue? Actually, there's two different blues, right?
Received, application. The awning blue in the received application, do you mean initially when this property came for your approval like 6 months ago?
Yeah.
I don't believe
It
so.
was just a sign thing. It was just.
Yeah, I mean,
It was just the lettering.
And the doors too changed, everything changed and it shouldn't have been that way. So maybe then the doors get painted back to red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big deal to paint and then now you got your awning. And the awning being blue will be strange, you'll have red doors and everything. I guess, for being consistent, it would go back to the way it was. Leave the red lettering, leave the red lights, paint everything back the way it was. And the awning changes to red. I don't know if you can paint the awning, but
They're painted currently.
are they painted?
I went and looked at them close.
Oh
It's
my
the
gosh.
red fabric awnings that were painted blue.
Oh, well, all right, so it's not such an onerous problem then.
That paint's gonna flake off.
Well, if it flakes off,
Not gonna last.
well, no, he's gonna paint it red and they were red originally. So right now, leaving in blue, the blue would probably flake off. I'm surprised somebody would have painted those blue. So you didn't buy a new awning that's blue then, right?
The awning being on top of the doors.
Yeah, that half circle.
No.
No meaning what?
No, we didn't buy new ones.
Oh, okay, so actually then it's an easier situation. The doors go back to red. The vertical elements that, I call the pilaster, those get back to red. The doors are red. The sign band background it matches the adjacent color. And you paint the awning because the guy painted it already anyway. So I don't believe that's going to be, I'm sorry you have to do that, but, we do have to, fulfill our mandate.
So nothing can stay blue, basically.
Not that, no, I
I
don't,
would say, it sounds like, Chair, what you're saying is it should revert to what was approved by this board earlier this year.
yeah,
Which was the building looking the way it is with the awning the way it was approved and no blue.
yeah.
If you wanna propose a color drawing of a different option, we'll take a look at it, but.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, otherwise it needs to go back to.
Restaurant itself, the restaurant is, it's Greek food, so it kind of the blue goes with the cuisine. It wasn't just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, the other doors are white, so I suppose, would we allow blue doors, but everything else is painted back the way it was?
Well, I mean, if blue is the color of the restaurant, like the signage isn't blue, and that's like the one element of
Yeah,
the
that's
facade that's specific to the business, so I don't know.
Yeah, actually, what's the name of the restaurant's El Patio, but it's a Greek restaurant. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, there was just some confusion along the lines after the name was changed and then which cuisine was going to be introduced. And then to change the name all over again, it was a whole other application that would have to be, to change the name.
I have to tell you, as a customer, a potential customer, I haven't had the pleasure of going in, but it wouldn't occur to me that's Greek and painting it blue wouldn't tell me it's Greek either. I think, what can I say? I mean,
Yeah.
you wanted to make the lettering, change it to blue, and still keep that name, I suppose then that would be a reason to say, okay, then to keep the doors blue.
Okay.
The sport restaurant, sign, that was always there? I
Yeah.
guess- That was grandfathered, I guess. We can't do anything, we shouldn't do anything about it. Yeah, so the resolution, for our point of view, the solution is things get back to being painted, the red, the way you see it. And,
I can go back to, it was the April 7th
Yes.
meeting where the initial approvals were. Would the board like to see?
yes,
those
that's a
before
very
We
good.
can see what we improved before, that'd be great,
There's one.
because that seems to be the most reasonable point of reference.
Okey-doke. So this was what was before this board and which was approved, I believe, as is.
Yeah.
In April.
That's what I recall.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, it's pretty unified actually before. I mean, red and the yellow, not that the yellow matched, but it was a lot less contrasting than we have now. So is there, I guess possibly we have to take this to a vote, but my own suggestion is just bring it back to the way it was. And if you want to change the color of your sign up above to make it blue, then that would be a rationale to make the doors blue again, or make them blue. But, you know, and as far as the awning goes, I guess we're saying that would go back to red, because that would be the color of the doors, and the pilasters, the vertical elements would be red again. And that's, do I hear a motion to vote on it that way?
Kind of, we don't have a choice, it has to go back to what was approved.
Well, that's
Otherwise we're designing it, so I should be careful.
any other comments?
That's a good point. I
Yeah,
think that's a really good point.
yeah. Yeah,
So shall we take a vote? Do I hear a motion to vote? The motion is to, bring it back to the condition it was when it was first brought to us.
or propose something alternate in an application.
Right.
Yeah, there could be a new application. If blue is really important, maybe change the lettering of Al Patio. And then change it back, the doors and such, if you want.
Yeah,
Have to do an application for that as well to,
Or you could, I don't know if, to save time, if you want to just resubmit the way, you know, member Gosipol just suggested and leave this open and then submit that back. I guess that, if that makes it easier. What do you think?
I wish Stuart were here. Stuart's our corporation counsel, Jeanette, I'm sorry. I sort of wonder, is the board entertaining anything what they're seeing in the current application? Because if not, I don't know how you would proceed.
Well, we proceed in saying it should have been, right now, in the advent of them abandoning this idea of blue, you bring it back to the pictures you had from the April submission. The sign band is painted to match the adjacent sign band. The things are red.
But with the condition that before the application be reheard, it needs to be returned to its
Oh, well, that's a
original.
fine.
That's what I'm really.
Well, I
asking.
think then we have to ask the applicant.
Yeah.
Does the applicant want to come back next month with some kind of images? I mean, of saying, okay, I'm going to change the sign color and keep the doors blue, but do everything else the way we said.
Because otherwise I just worry we're in this hamster
Yeah,
wheel,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, this is essentially an application for what's there.
Yeah.
And we're saying, you know, that we're potentially not approving that. So the question is, does the applicant want to propose some type of compromise and appear back before us again? Or if not, then, you know, our vote is just to deny the application for the condition it's in.
We're not legalizing what was done without permission. I think that's as easy a way to vote on than it is not. what was, they've changed what the application was versus what's been painted is not per the approval. So
Right.
we're voting to maintain that prior judgment. And right now, in the absence of you proposing anything different, in a way we could appreciate, by looking at something, it's gonna have to go back to the way it was. And, that's, that's the way we'd be voting. We don't want the band in particular to be a vibrant contrast to the other one next to it. The building looks like two different buildings. And we're sorry, but that's just the way the regulations go. We have to maintain our purview for it.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, I think it's a fair question. Whether or not we would accept just changing the band back and leaving the other blue elements.
Yeah,
Well, I'll tell you,
It's-
here's a compromise, and I'm not sure it makes any sense for you. Because we really don't like having to make anybody change something, but it was a very unnecessary step the painter took. And you could just repaint the sign band, take a picture of it, we come by, and we can then judge whether any more painting is needed to be done. But I'm not sure, that makes it worthwhile for you. It's being efficient. And to have the other stuff blue. I mean, it looks like it's, maybe it would be okay. I don't know. If we see a paint, I mean, if that's what you'd like to do, paint it to match the sign band. And I guess, even leave the awning red, if that's a big deal, blue, if that's a big deal for you. You can always come back and, with the thing now changed, that's better than any drawing or photograph you could change. And leave it at that. Maybe it's okay, maybe it isn't. Is that of any interest to you?
To do exactly,
Can I try to say it differently?
Yeah,
And tell me if I got it wrong. So Jeanette, this area, the flat part
Right.
behind the letter signage,
right,
turn that back to the color it was. So
Okay.
all of that matches,
And then
and
stop.
leave the awning blue, leave the door blue, leave the stuff that you painted on the doorways blue. Take a
Okay.
picture, and then if the board says, yeah, that works, that's good enough.
Yeah,
Then good. If the board says, nope, still too much blue, take something else blue
I
out.
mean, it's a compromise, so maybe it'll be okay. Instead of you trying to give us a color drawing of what it might look like, just get the painter back to just do what we call the sign band, where your
Right.
signs are. And maybe it's okay. I mean,
look at it.
we honestly don't want to make it really hard for you, but we do have to maintain some standard.
It needs, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and we could start from there. Painting, as you say, the flat part that's there, all back to the same color that's there, and then I'll leave everything else blue.
Yeah,
And then
and that'll be that.
And
And
if in the process you don't like it and you want to take it all back to what it used to be, that's approved. Then you're
yeah,
finished.
that's a good point too. I mean, if you don't even like it that way, just bring it all back to the way it was. That's a
Right.
very good point.
'Cause-
And actually, the silver lining is you'll probably do a better job matching the adjacent yellow than was there before.
yeah, we could start from there and see how it looks, and if it just looks too crazy, then
Yeah, then you know what to do.
yeah, okay. And now, what is the time period to get this done? Because now, it's cold and,
I don't have an answer for you. I'm sorry. I don't know if we have an answer for that, the time period.
I mean, I think the board would like to see this wrapped, sometime in the spring, ideally. So,
Yeah, I mean, because we
Okay,
can't
yeah,
get
fine.
paint freezing weather. We
Yeah.
did a good job.
So maybe
Yeah.
if this could be ready for the April meeting, which means the submission deadline would be at the end of March, does that seem reasonable?
I think from a technical point of view, you can count on better painting conditions then than you can now. That's your point. Which is,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, March.
Okay.
Yeah.
so we want to aim for March, April.
Yeah.
The next meeting is when?
This board meets every month, so we would be looking to have you on the April agenda, so that would be in the first week in April, which means you would need to have your photographs in by probably the second to last week in March.
March. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I just want to make sure so I can keep the timeline.
Yeah.
When to have, yeah.
Hopefully you prosper there. I didn't realize it was Greek, actually.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a,
I love Greek food.
the guy that was supposed to manage, help me manage, ended up leaving, and we ended up finding a new chef, and he specialized in Greek food, so we kind of had to alter everything, before, and then to put in new applications for a new name, to change the name, and all of that was a little bit too much work, so we're just gonna go with it and hope that, so come on down and give it.
Do you have Greek coffee on the menu?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm there. All right.
Jeanette, one recommendation when you resubmit the
Yeah.
photo, make sure you capture the
The whole
whole
building.
building together. That's
Okay.
something we always ask.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay. Sure, no problem.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm sorry for this,
Yeah.
screw up, but we have to follow the rules.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
All right. So,
Great.
I think we're resolved then, and good luck with it.
Great, thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right.
Sherry, I know there were two other items, both of which we're not really prepared to discuss.
Yeah, and,
So-
the only other thing I'd like to bring up ad hoc is, it's from the, meeting we had on Smith House, and we're going back on the 27th, right? Or the 20, whatever that is.
So it's going to be another joint meeting of the HPC and the planning board in this room.
Right.
At that date at 7 PM.
The date was,
The
the Tuesday,
27th.
27th, I thought.
So will that count as our February meeting?
It will not.
No.
It will not unless there's nothing on the February HPC agenda, in which case we will not see you in February.
All right, and that's fine. And I thought, I never had a chance to ask anybody else, but I thought it was really productive to be able to do this jointly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can make it.
Yep.
Makes it easier for the applicants
I'll see
and,
if I can make the night. I really wanted to make it, but, couldn't.
yeah, I know, we will. We got stuff to do. And even if you can Zoom it, I mean, we're not probably gonna be having a final vote on it.
Definitely not. So this is meant to be a coordinated review so that everyone can ask the same
Yeah.
questions at the same time, but ultimately the HPC's work is the HPC's work. And you'll have to take it up at a meeting of your own.
So ultimately, when we
Yeah.
vote, it'll be at our own meeting.
That's correct.
All right,
Okay.
so even doing it by Zoom is fine, because we're not gonna rely on a vote at that time. If you have the time to Zoom it, Mark or anyone else, I was on Zoom also, so.
And in the meantime, I can see all the documents online.
Yeah,
So, great.
All right, well, thank you all for coming and being in here. And, I make a motion, do I hear a motion to adjourn or do I make a motion?
Make it.
Make a motion to adjourn. Anyone?
A second.
Second. All right, thank you very much.
Good night. Feel better, Ethan.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Everyone else avoid this. It's no fun. Bye-bye.